So if that's the sentiment in Russia, imagine what the Ukrainians are going through. Their cities are being bombed every day. Their soldiers are dying on the front lines. Any day could be their last. Ukrainians are frustrated and helpless. Frustrated because their so-called allies are not 100% committed, and helpless because their pleas are falling on deaf ears. This next exchange sums up both emotions. It happened in Warsaw, Poland. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was visiting the city. His mission was to bolster NATO defenses. Listen to what a Ukrainian activist said to him.
Because you are afraid. Because NATO is not willing to defend. Because NATO is afraid of World War III. But it is already started. And these are Ukrainian children who are there taking the hit. You're talking about more sanctions, Prime Minister, but Roman Abramovich is not sanctioned. He's in London. His children are not in the bombardments. His children are there in London. Putin's children are in Netherlands, in Germany, in mansions. Where are all these mansions seized? I don't see that. I see that my family members, that my team members are saying that we are crying. We don't know where to run. This is what is happening, Prime Minister.
How do you respond to that? The West says it is imposing maximum sanctions, but Putin's soldiers are still on the march. In fact, the bombing has escalated. So what exactly have the sanctions achieved? They may cripple the Russian economy in the next couple of months, but by then Ukraine may well be under Russian control. By then hundreds of Ukrainians will be dead. The fact is these sanctions are a punishment. If the West wanted Putin to be deterred, they should have acted earlier. Cut off the Russian war machine, armed Ukraine better. Instead, they just threatened sanctions. Going back to what happened in Warsaw, take a look at how Boris Johnson responded.
Thank you very much for your questions, and thank you for getting here today. And I'm glad that you have been able to get here. And look, I just want to say that I'm acutely conscious that there is not enough that we can do as the UK government to help in the way that you want. And I've got to be honest about that.
Let me translate that for you. We have done all we can, now you're on your own. Is that really true? Has the West really exhausted all its options? On the face of it, yes. Their sanctions are direct and biting. We're already seeing the effects on the Russian economy. The ruble could soon be a piece of paper. The Moscow exchange has not opened for 3 days now. So the pain is certainly real. But could more have been done? The answer is yes. The US, for instance, has not sanctioned Russian gas. They have banned Russian flights. They have sanctioned Putin and his foreign minister. They have kicked Russia out of sporting events, but they're still buying Russian gas. What does that tell you? That America's help comes with a caveat. No blowback on US markets. I know what you're thinking. Why should Americans pay for Putin's war? Why should the US sacrifice its economy for Ukraine? Well, consider this. America wants Ukraine on their side. They see Ukraine as a future NATO member, which means Washington sees Ukraine as a core strategic interest. And if that is the case, you must make sacrifices. Same with Europe. They cancelled Nord Stream 2, but not Nord Stream 1. Energy is Russia's biggest economic asset, and Europe continues to buy it. Also, military support. On Sunday, the European Union had promised fighter jets for Ukraine. Their leaders would not stop talking about it. Listen to this.
And certainly we are going to provide, we are going to supply arms, fighters. We are going to provide even fighting jets. We are not talking about just ammunition.
Sounds aggressive, doesn't it? Well, guess what? Ukraine is still waiting for those fighter jets. In fact, some reports say the plan has been dropped now. And this sums up Western policy. Tall promises, powerful words, but very little action. The fact is, the West could have done a lot more. The sanctions could have come sooner. The military aid could have been stronger. The diplomacy could have been better. Instead, they gambled with Ukraine's fate. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.